All right, this is a how-to or how I do Schluter Kerdi waterproofing system for showers. If you notice in these photos, I do not have the bands on my seams or in the corners because it's all one piece and I run my sheets horizontally. So I have a 4-inch overlap on the seams. If you also notice, I'm using Dense Shield, which I think is a good tile backer and to a degree already water resistant. But here we go. I have the mortar mixed up. Now you want your mortar to be a little runny. You can see it kind of running down the wall a little bit. You want it to still hold on the wall, but you want it to be a little runny, and you want to be using a V-notch trowel to spread the mortar on the walls. And the reason is because you don't want a lot of excess behind, and you want the mortar to be runny so that when you're working out the excess behind, it's a little easier on you and you're not struggling to get, the lumps and excess out. So if you're going to be doing it this way, you got to be working right to left or left to right, but working one wall at a time, getting the excess out and the sheet nice and tight to the wall. You also want to make sure that your corners are not rounded and crisp. I do have a little trick that I'm going to show, but one thing I want to point out here is that I overlap this bottom sheet 2 to 3 inches onto the pan, and I still use a 5-inch band on top of that to connect the pan to the walls. Here's the little trick to get your corners nice and tight. You use one knife to pinch the corner and the other knife to work out the excess. And then you just kind of working the excess away from that corner. And then we're on to the second sheet. It's rinse and repeat. The only thing you want to keep in mind is running the mortar 3 to 4 inches onto that bottom sheet for that overlap. And this is just a watershed or a rain shed method. So if you think about water hitting the wall, running down the wall, the seams are overlapped in a way where the water can't sit on the seam or get behind the seam. So I also use this method when I'm doing the niche behind me there. And I have that piece just running across it right now. So I'll cut the sides and then fold over the bottom sill along the back of the niche, and then use a second piece to cover the sides and the top of that niche, giving it this rain shed again. So rain shed method. Anyways, I hope this helps, and this is how I install the Schluter Kerdi system.